I feel like when you get down to it, at the end of the day, everybody in that locker room knows that we're a great team and that things obviously haven't fallen our way, but that's not going to stop our strides, not going to stop what we do on a weekly basis. So we've just kind of been sticking to what we do, and, we're going to come out with this one.
What's it like being on offense that is doing so well, but still it's not enough and you lose these games? Is there any frustration towards the defense? Are you guys trying to put the defense under your arm and say it's okay, we'll figure this out? What's going on in that locker room?
I mean, we're just always trying to uplift. We know the guys on the other side of the ball. We know what they're capable of, and we know that they're going to play for us just like we play for them. So we got the utmost faith in all of them, Coach Dex, the whole defense. Like we see them every day. So we see what they can do in practice, and we know that it's gonna come together, and we're all gonna play as a team, and we're gonna do what we got to do.
Mavin, it's taken a while for you to get going, and against James Madison, you were really the guy. How good does it feel to really get involved in the offense after just being like a good teammate over the past few games and waiting your turn?
It feels really good. Obviously, I came to Texas State for a reason, and that was to be like a featured part in the offense. So when that kind of comes to fruition, can't help but feel good. I feel like I know the player I am. I know the clip I can play to. So it's just nice to see it materialize on the field like that. So it's felt great. Yeah.
Maybe you look at the wide receiver room, those far yourselves, Art Evans, there's Chris Dawn.
Yeah.
There's a lot of options for Brad Jackson to spread the ball to. So how do you go about developing rhythm rapport with the quarterback when he has so many other guys that he can do the same way?
Just being consistent in every way, shape, and form, from routes on air to looks in practice against the scouts to looks on practice against our starting defense. It's just kind of being in the same place at the same time every time. I feel like that's the best way to do it. Knowing what you got to do, executing to a high clip.
Being in this Kenny offense, just like how is this offense kind of different than the past offenses you've been part of?
Well, I started with Bill Musgrave in the pro style. So obviously, we're huddling every play. We're going super long play calls like you see on Instagram all the time, like Spider 2, Y banana, stuff like that. And it's a lot slower paced, a lot more to remember. I feel like this offense kind of makes it easy on you with the signals coming off the sideline, but we move fast, and that's the biggest difference. I feel like that's our biggest asset, and we use it beautifully here. So, the speed for sure is the difference.
Kylan Evans is a young receiver, and he's kind of struggled with the hands recently, especially against JMU when he had that catch, bounce off his helmet for interception. How do you kind of take him to the side and talk to him afterwards? Because he's obviously a talented kid. It just seems like he's in his head a little bit.
Kai's got one of the highest ceilings I've ever seen in my 5 years playing. Kai's a great player. He knows he's a great player. So he's also very mentally mature. He doesn't get enough credit for that. So in moments like that where, like he may not make a play he routinely plays or anything like that, it's kind of just like like he knows that he has to do better. So I feel like he's good. I feel like a lot of times like people try to over coddle or do whatever, but no, Kai knows that he's great and that he's going to be good. So just one of those things, like a little pat, and you're like, dude, you know what you got to do. You kind of give him a look, and he's like, yeah, like we're good. So, yeah.
About playing with Brad Jackson, freshman quarterback, doesn't feel like a freshman though. Just talk about him and what it's like being in the huddle.
Yeah, Brad is he's got a great demeanor about him, especially for a young guy. You don't see that. That's like the biggest thing with young guys is they're kind of like timid, but Brad, like, he's taking control. He's assumed a spot as a leader on this team, and that wasn't just by coaches appointed or whatever. Like, he's one of our team leaders. Players will vouch for it. Everybody will vouch for it, and Brad really commands respect because he's a great player. And Brad obviously is dynamic. We saw the play last week where he's hurdling defenders and throwing balls in the air and stuff like that. But like, if you know Brad and you see him in practice, you're kind of like, okay, he's just one of those guys. He's cut different. So, yeah.
Speaking of that play, he jumps over the defender for that touchdown. Was that a designed run, or were you was that designed to get you open in the end zone, or was that just like, oh shoot, I'm just wide open?
I'm not gonna lie. That was by design. It was like we have a handoff run action, and then he rolls out, and then if the corner triggers, then I react off of that and slip open for a pass. So it was by design. It was a good play call. So
The jump wasn't by design.
the jump was not by design. That was all number 8. That was all Brad Jackson. So, but yeah.
You talking about what the corner does that triggers your decision on what you're making that choice. That you guys have a lot of receivers in this offense and these vertical choices. How different is that? You talked about Musgrave, where it's the long plays, the long drives.
Yeah.
What is it that the freedom to, okay, I'm either going to go inside, I'm going to go up the field. It's my choice depending on what I see. Do you like that as a receiver?
love it as a receiver. I mean, that's all you can really ask for is the choice to run the grass, as a lot of coaches say. Just kind of being able to read a defense and just find a hole. It really allows, and the speed that we play at is just the biggest part of all of that. I mean, we're so spread out, we play so fast. It's like defenses normally leave a lot of grass because they don't know how to line up. So to me, it's like free opportunity, free yards. Like whenever we get those vertical choices or whatever options we got, it's like you can't really lose. So, yeah.
How nice is it? Because you said you came from the pro style where they have like that 10-second play call where it's like 20 words in a row.
Yeah.
How nice is it to not have to try to remember that?
No, it's really nice, really convenient. Just look over to the side, you get a signal, and you're like, oh, yep, know what to do. Vertical choice or like 15-yard dig route or option route. So it's super easy. Yeah, it's nice.
Louisiana's defense, have you gotten to dive into the tape, or what do you anticipate for the Raging Cajuns this week?
A little bit. They're a team that, they'll play cover one, kind of any snap, like they'll kind of mix it in. They won't live in it, but they'll mix it in every once in a while. Over the past couple of weeks, we played a lot of teams that have played a little more man than we were used to in the beginning of the season. But I feel like for them, they do a lot of 1, 3 week, 3, 4. But at the end of the day, it's going to come down to establishing a run game and turning those short pitch and catches into explosives for us. So, I've watched a little bit, not too much yet because we're at the beginning of the week. But, they got some good players. They're a little bigger. But, with the size sometimes comes a little slower and change of direction. So I feel like we can really exploit that on the edge.
You're a redshirt senior. It's pretty much your final year of college football, I think, right?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
What pressure do you feel to just kind of like finish strong? Because, y'all know that you're better than your like 3-6 record.
Yeah. I feel like it's not really pressure. It's more so privilege. And I feel like that change in perspective is just huge towards the end of the season because it's like, you only have so many opportunities left, and you can say that all you want to a freshman, just gets in the door. But in my position as a fifth-year senior, it's like, yeah, these are, these could be the last 5, with the bowl. So it's just privilege every day. Yeah, it changes your mentality going out for practice, and it's like, yeah, I practice hard because I want to finish with a bang, and I want to make it to the next level. So I feel like that's huge in understanding that it's not really pressure; it's more so just a privilege to go out there and do it.
With these last 4 games, knowing y'all need 3 more wins to be bowl eligible, I guess what is it going to take for this team to kind of rally, be able to, not only finish the season on a strong note, but also being able to just play in the ball game, be able to play like one last game with your teammates?
Yeah. I feel like this situation is interesting because I know, one, we kind of had a similar situation last year where we had to win, some crucial games towards the end of the season, but also at Cal a couple years ago, we also had a similar thing where we had to win out to make a bowl game. And I feel like the biggest thing in experiencing that moment towards, like, down that final stretch was the teammates coming together, the guys on the team, the players coming together and playing for each other, playing for those seniors, and, making it about bigger than just themselves, which I feel like the locker room, like, we already do a great job of that in here. So I feel like just carrying that mindset on that we kind of had since the beginning of the year and just upping the playing for each other and playing together, playing football together, because that translates to, defensive takeaways into offensive scores and playing as a unit, as a whole team. So I feel like that'll be crucial, just playing together in all aspects.
Yeah, Texas State hasn't beaten Louisiana. I think it's 0-12, 0-13, something like that. Is that on players' minds at all? I know players there last year that dealt with the loss, they're still thinking about it, but is that just getting to hang your hat on that and beating Louisiana for the first time? Is that something players are considering?
It's motivation for sure, but at the same time, at the end of the day, it's another team that another team that's stopping us from accomplishing what we want to. So to a certain degree, we treat every team the same, and we're going to come out here and execute and do what we got to do, regardless of who's on the other side of the ball. So.
Very important question. All right, be very careful how you answer this.
There we go.
You're
All
a
right.
California kid, right?
Yes, sir.
In-N-Out or Whataburger? If you've had Whataburger.
In-N-Out.
Oh my God.
No, but get this though, it's In-N-Out when it comes to the burger, but that patty melt from Whataburger, that's fire. That's fire. I will take that over anything at In-N-Out. But in general, the burgers at In-N-Out, yeah.
That's fair. Acceptable answer.
Have you tried In-N-Out in Santa Marcus? Is it compared
Oh
to
yeah.
California?
I did. I went there after our game against who did we play? Troy. I went there after our game against Troy, and it's all the same. The quality just is from location to location. It's the same. So it was, yeah.
Y'all have anything else to add?
I just want to redshirt senior. Do you have any aspirations beyond, playing professional football anywhere?
Yeah, I mean, right now my eyes are kind of set on the league and stuff like that. But I feel like my parents have done a good job at emphasizing that there's life after football and stuff like that. So I'm prepared for that. I'm really trying to get into some business stuff, some sports marketing. But as of right now, it's just football. Like we're taking this thing all the way, and then we'll worry about what we got to do later. That's what all the school and stuff is for. So yeah, we got all that to fall back on later. But yeah.
You mentioned your family. I saw it the first game. You had a big group of people.
Oh yeah, I had everybody was out there. Yeah.
They were, talk about your support system, how impactful that is on your life and in your 5-year collegiate journey.
Oh, man, we're trying to turn this into a 20-minute. I could talk about my family all day. I could talk about my family all day. I mean, my parents, obviously, they're my foundation. They're my why. This is what I do it for. So obviously, if they could have it their way, they'd be here at every single game. And I have to tell them, like, guys, like, you don't have to be here at every single one, but they just want to come and support in any way that they can. And that first week was huge for them because coming off of Cal, like, obviously things weren't really going my way. I was kind of playing sparingly, but here at Texas State, it's a new opportunity. And that week one was like, we got to have everybody here. So I was giving Mike Wagner a hard time about tickets. I think we ended up having like 50 or 60 of them, and I was like, Mike, we just got to like find a way to kind of make this happen as best as we can, and we did what we could. Shout out to Mike, but we had everybody there in the house, so that was huge. I mean, we had family from literally the Philippines because I'm half Filipino. Yeah, we had family from the Philippines. We had all the family we have some family out here in Austin, Texas, from literally all parts of the country coming out to support. So I mean, I could talk about it all day, but I love my family, to keep it short and sweet. Yeah.
Moving from California to Texas, I guess what's been your experience in Texas so far, and how does it differ from being in California?
Rent here is rent here is, oh my gosh, it's literally half the price of California. I think, and I'm fortunate enough, blessed enough to stay in a 1-bedroom apartment here, and I think the rent there is $1,200. So I mean, compared to what it would be in the Bay, that's a huge difference that sticks out. But obviously, I mean, Texas is they have such a strong culture here, and I really love that. I mean, there's a lot of pride. I love that, especially within San Marcos and Texas State. I was here visiting, and that was one of the first things that jumped out to me. The school and the students and the staff and everybody here just takes so much pride in what we got going on within this building and on campus. So it's a beautiful thing to be a part of.
Yeah, besides the in and out, what's been your favorite part about San Marcos so far?
Texas State football. I mean, these guys took me in with open arms, and obviously, kind of hit the ground running. And my teammates here, I mean, shout out to them. They made the transition an easy experience. We got great guys in that locker room, great staff, everybody here. So they made this 2,000-mile travel feel like, it's like a second home now. So I really do appreciate that, and that's been like the biggest thing that stuck out.